Welcome to Columbia, South Carolina. On December 20th, 1860, the state of South Carolina seceded from the Union. Shortly thereafter, 7 other states followed. On January 9th, 1861, the first shots of the Civil War were fired. The history of slavery in the South and the subsequent Civil War has captured the attention of a nation for many, many years, and justifiably so. However, the strife between African Americans and Caucasians are only part of the story. There are many other cultures who face challenges on a day-to-day basis living in the South as well. In this presentation, we will look at some of the other cultures and take a step outside of the issue of black and white and see what they've had to face. In the field of public safety, fire, police, and emergency medical personnel are required to step into the unknown every single day. The more information that we have, the better that we can address issues that we may not understand. The cultures that will be represented here is just a small sampling of the multiculturalism of America and the different cultures that we can expect to face in an unknown, unpredictable line of work.
My name is Galina Baldwin, and I work at Richland Library since 2001. I came to the United States 15 years ago. I married an American who is a very nice guy, Southern gentleman. I'm very happy. Did I have difficulties? Of course I did. And of course I do have some, because American English is different from what I learned back in Russia. It was more British, and there are some southern accents here or impressions which I didn't understand at the beginning of my work here. And yes, there were cultural difficulties for me to accept some things, like people, there is maybe a lot of freedom in the United States, but sometimes people don't use it right, you know. And I think it's not because they don't know how to behave, they just don't care maybe. I think my mission to come here to tell Americans that you have great country, best country in the world. Well, there are some small things in the cultural things which also, they don't shock me, but kind of, for me, it's strange. When people come inside the building, in the library where I'm, you know, where I work, and have their hats on, the hat, they don't take it off. You know, in Russia, it's impossible. I love America, and I love the freedom. I feel good here and happy. And when I walk the street, people say hello to me, people I don't know. It makes my day.
I'm Nancy Smith. I'm originally from Brazil. I've been here in the United States for almost 13 years now. I'm married to a retiree from the U.S. Army, very proud. And I got my citizenship about 3 years ago. And this is a place that we chose to live because we had so many good memories about all the things, and we really like the people. I personally never had any bad experience about the fact that I'm foreign or foreign-born, except that, and I've been to different places because in the military, you know, we move a lot. But every now and then there is that thing of that people looking at you because you're talking to them, but you're not sure that they're really there. I just look forward to learn more and more about the culture. I think that you have to be respectful when you come. When you go to any country, to a different country to live, I think you have to be respectful to the culture, because the same way that you can impose your background to them, you cannot expect them to impose theirs to you. And I try to bring some of my culture here. I do that a lot at home with the food that I cook. I do still have some of the celebrations that we do in my hometown, in my state. We celebrate at home as well. And I do like to share this with other people and talk about it. So for some reasons, people out there some people think that, oh, do you feel discriminated? So no, I don't. But it's important that you don't discriminate yourself as well, you know? I mean, I think sometimes it's not so much from others, it comes from the inside too, and as long as you're comfortable with who you are and what you're bringing onto the table, I mean, there's nothing to worry about.
My name is Michael Tran. I'm Vietnamese. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. Came down here probably when I was 1. My parents are from Vietnam. As for diversity or challenges that I've had growing up, I think younger I had more problems than now, because younger I didn't really know much. I may date outside of my race. So people would approach me or they would make snide comments when I'm walking by with my girlfriend. And that bothered me, but like I said, I was younger and didn't really care, or if I did care, I just like, whatever. As you get older, I guess you just figure people are just going to be who they are. They're just be ignorant. So you just kind of move past that. My parents, when they came over, they didn't speak the language. And every time people approached them, they was like, why don't you speak English? And when they came over, they were like in their 40s. And most people don't realize how English is a very hard language to understand and learn. It's probably one of the most difficult languages to learn out of all the language. Because most folks like, why, you're here in America, why don't you speak English? Or why don't you do this a certain way? Well, this is not why we came to America, or why they came to America. They came to America to better themselves and better their children back home and better me. So I don't like the idea that people who come here need to assimilate one way or another. They should be able to be who they are, be comfortable within themselves.
Hello, my name is Maite Velasco Nicolas. I am from Madrid, Spain, and I've been in South Carolina for, I believe, 8 years. I didn't speak a lot of English, and it was a little bit difficult because for whatever reason people have the tendency to ignore you when you don't speak the language. I don't think it's something mean, it's just something that happens automatically. As a Spaniard, when you meet somebody, you always give 2 kisses. That I learned quickly that you have to cut it out. Americans, they are very personal with their personal space. I come from a culture that we love children, we love to touch it, we love to kisses, and with Americans, they say, no, 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 no. You don't touch the children, you don't approach the people that closely. But it's something that you learn. I think it's not bad or good, it's just different. It's a lot of stereotypes. At the moment, I wasn't a Latino when I arrived in this country. That is odd. I was a Spanish person, a Spaniard. And that's the first thing that I noticed. They put a lot of emphasis in your background. Where are you from? You are Latino now. I am? I said, sure you are. Well, I'm from Spain. I said, oh, I'm not sure then. And it's been like a very vague, even in my passport, that I'm not sure what I am yet. Because it was a lot of things the Americans counter that I wasn't aware of, like race and religion, ethnicity, and culture. It was something that I found, like I said before, a little bit overwhelmed in the beginning. I have a little issues with American food sometimes. With it's a rush. The first time I went to a restaurant, hello, my name is blah, 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 I'm going to be your waitress, blah, blah, blah. This is your check. Like, we done? We done. Where I come from, we just take food very seriously. We just take our time, we enjoy it, we cook a lot. And it's some things that in the period with my kids, they were little, it was really strange for their friends come home and we were sitting down at a table with a 3-meal course. They're really afraid of my food because it's different. My job here at the library, I work the majority with Latinos, the majority from Mexico. And the barriers they encounter is not only language, but it's something legal status. And some Americans just stereotype tremendously about that. It's the only, I think, connotation or negative connotation or with my children. We are in South Carolina, and their last name, they are Martinez. And many times they told me they speak beautifully English. They're American, they should be. And it's the only thing that I found it a little bit odd in the melting pot. I guess it's just a buffet.
We have seen different cultures represented not only in the South, but the world over. The purpose of this video is to give the viewer the tools that they need to have a better cultural understanding of the diverse world in which we live.